Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jani, and this is a cross stitch channel, Flosstube video. We talk about projects and flosses and fabrics and designs, and we make plans because we love to make plans, and sometimes we stitch together. I am a Mexican stitcher. I record my videos in Spanish and in English to share my love for cross stitch. And in this video, I would like to stitch a little with you and chat a little bit. I am working in this lovely project. It's a sampler by Moira Blackburn. It's called 3 Things Sampler. And it's a whip. It's a work in progress. It's a project that I start in 2018, and I, left behind and focus on other projects. But this year I try to work on my whips, and one of my goals is not start anything new this year, in order to finish my old projects. So yeah, it's the my opportunity to finish this beautiful sampler, and I love the fact that I stitched this a few years ago, because many details I don't remember stitched them, and it amazed me how it's so beautiful and all the details, and it's like I discover a new project, even though I stitch it. But yeah, I translate the phrase to Spanish, and originally in the in the pattern, this central phrase is in English, but I decided to stitch it in Spanish. So I translate the phrase and try to put the words in in the space that I have. I added a few motifs, to try to balance the space. But I love it. It's so pretty. And I also add another bird here, because I have four kids. So yeah, in the original design they were only three little baby birds, so I need to add one more. So yeah, and right now I am finish the border. I made a mistake, and I have to to frog all this part of my border and stitch it again. But yeah, I prefer to stitch again, because otherwise you can leave it with mistakes and try to fudge the rest of the design. But I decided to start again this part of the border, in order to not think about the arrange that I had to do. So yeah, I decided, start again and forget about rearrange all the motifs. So yeah, but now I think it's all right, and I need to finish these little like strawberries and to all this part, and then my border will be complete. And I finished this band of birds and flowers. So yeah, I'm really excited about this design. Every time I stitch in a new design, even though it's a whip, I need that period of adjustment, because I usually change the brand of the flosses, or the fabric, or the count. So sometimes I'm stitching in different project with different fabric and another type of flosses, or even with 2 threads, 2/2, and then I change the project, and I need that time to adjust and to find my rhythm with the new stitching. So I need to get in touch with the new colors and the new symbols, and trying to find the logic of my design in order for me to work on it. So it's always a period of a couple of hours, or perhaps 1 day or 2 days, and sometimes I don't click with the project, and I need to work in another one, and it's okay. I mean, I can take this project and put it in a project bag, and I will continue on this in the future. But yeah, in this case, I took the project, and I was getting familiarized with the colors and the flosses, but now I feel like I found the rhythm again. So yeah, I'm really happy, and I'm pretty sure this is not a reproduction. This is an original design by Moira, and it's very symmetrical and really pretty and really easy to follow. I love this type of symmetrical designs, where you don't need to follow the pattern for every motif. For example, here in my border, I just repeat the little strawberries or the leaves or the shape of the border. So it's really easy to be stitching, and of course that's why I make mistakes. But no, I try to find that rhythm in the pattern and in my project, and keep stitching. So I decided to finish the border. So I remember when I originally started this project, I look at the border, and I felt a little overwhelmed, because when I started this project, it was one of my first samplers. So I mean, I start to love them, but I don't really understand the patterns and the basic forms of the samplers. I mean, of course they are all different, but they have a lot of similarities, and once you start stitching more and more samplers, you start to find the logic in each design, and every one of them are different and had their own personality. But I guess it's a type of cross stitch designs. It's like a school of projects that are so nice to stitch and so relaxing. So yeah, I'm stitching in a 36 count cotton fabric that I dyed, and I'm stitching 1/2 with DMC, and I've been stitching now a few projects with CXC flosses, which are these polyester flosses, really nice to work with, and silkier than the DMC. So I found it's a little strange stitch again with DMC, because even though DMC it's a wonderful material, oops, I made a mistake. DMC, it's 100% cotton. Comparing with the CXC, the DMC feels a little not as soft as the CXC, and I don't know, a little dry. It's funny. I mean, they feel great and it's lovely to stitch with them, but they feel different. And some stitcher really don't like the CXC flosses. And I mean, it's a different material. I don't think that it's a bad floss or a less quality floss to stitch. I don't know. At the end, I'm very much of the idea that the value of each piece is the work that the stitcher put on it. And I mean, you can have a piece completely stitched with silks in a really fancy linen, but I guess I feel it has the same value of another piece stitched within a piece of cotton with cotton or polyester flosses. I mean, it's different for each person, I guess, and but yeah, it's a personal preference. I guess at the end, if you love to stitch on Aida or with DMC or with polyester flosses, with CXC, you should not feel that you are doing a work that is less valuable that one, for example, stitched in silks. But yeah, it's up to each stitcher. I always try to invite the stitchers to to try different materials and different options, and don't be afraid of try new things. And not because one is stitching a really classic sampler. You could be playing with colors, playing with the letters, and it will be okay. At the end, most of us stitch because we love this hobby, and it helps us to relax and to have a great time and to focus. And yeah, it's amazing what stitching can help us. So yeah, don't be afraid of using different materials. Don't feel the need to use only really fancy materials, because sometimes we are not we can get all those materials, and not because of that we're going to be we're not going to have the chance to stitch. Yeah. Sorry for all the chatting about that. But yeah, I feel really strong about enjoying the stitching and using alternative materials, and don't feel bad for the materials, the fabric, the flosses that you have in hand. And also the talking about hand, the different methods of stitching I stitch in hand without a hoop or a frame, and I love it, and it is the method that works for me. But you can, of course, stitching with a hoop and enjoy that process. And but again, you don't need to have this fancy frame stands and beautiful hoops in order to create a valuable piece of stitching. You do you, as Michelle says, farm girl stitcher. Yeah, enjoy the process, enjoy the materials that you have, enjoy your own method. I sometimes I talk about how at the beginning I was trying to stitch with a frame, you know, with a hoop, to be like the stitchers that I watch on Flosstube, you know, to be a good stitcher. I need to be like the stitcher I watch, and after a while I realized that it was not necessary. I start to stitch the way I feel comfortable, and because many times some stitchers told me, you know, if you don't use a hoop, or if you stitch in hand, the crosses won't be as perfect as the one stitched with a hoop. And I was really sad about that, but again, after I realized that I enjoy stitching in hand, I said, you know what, I love my crosses. I love the way I make my crosses in hand. Perhaps they are not perfect, but they are perfect for me. And more important, I love the way I stitch. So if I have to be, you know, stitching in a different way to make my crosses perfect, no thank you. I prefer to make my crosses not as perfect, but be more happy, you know, be happier. And yeah, so, and again, I try to share a little bit about my experience with new stitchers, and sometimes we learn in the school to stitch, and all these rules and the perfect backside that you have to have in order to be a good stitcher. And again, that was something that I learned, how to have the perfect backside of my work. But at the end, was something that I didn't enjoy, that I start thinking, you know what, this is not necessary. This is not the way my stitching has to be, you know, strictly perfect in the front and perfect in the back, and there is not cross stitch police. We are our own police, and we are our own judges. So yeah, enjoy the time that you have, enjoy the opportunity that you have to be creating something beautiful with your hands. If you want to stitch with silks, if you want to stitch with a hoop, if you want to stitch with one method, with different method, if you want to stitch mirabilias, if you want to stitch samplers, enjoy the opportunity. So yeah, I was talking with some Spanish friends, and yeah, sometimes it's really hard the all the things that we have to do in our day, family and work, and trying to be, to have that balance with the kids and the office and your well-being, your health, and then have to be just as strict in your stitching and following all these rules and trying to be the best and and it's so exhausting. So yeah, perhaps it's a thing that came with age, where you start to realize that many things are not really important as you think they are, and you start not paying attention in what other people think, and you start to focus on yourself and on your own happiness, and in your family and your loved ones. But as we say, if mommy is happy, the rest of the family is happy. So try to keep mommy happy, and we'll be all right. So yeah, enjoying your stitching. And I am loving this little, well, it's not really little, it's a rather large sampler, but these little details, and it's so pretty. And now I'm really motivated to finish this in this part that is missing. It has a house and a few little animals, and more trees, and the name of the stitcher. I don't know if I will put my name. I guess I will, but yeah, I usually don't put my name in my stitching, and many friends always ask me to put my name, and Jani, please put your name on your pieces. And yeah, it's something that I don't usually do. Recently with samplers, I put my letter in a different color, but for example here I didn't use something special in my letter. But yeah, I have never felt the need to add my name to my pieces. I don't know, I guess that's also a personal preference. And yeah, I love to have my pieces in my craft room, and now I'm I'm start to put all my pieces all around my house. In my room, in the stairs, in the living room. So yeah, I love to be watching my pieces. So I don't need to be watching my pieces and reading my name on them. I don't know, I kind of weird in that sense. I guess when I'm gone, I'm enjoying my pieces right now. Yeah. I don't know. I guess the responsible thing is to stitch your name on them, but I'm rebel like that. I don't do it. So yeah, what can I say? What can I say? And I was oops, I misplaced this little thread. That's it. I was checking, the celebrity news this afternoon, and I was reading the some news about Khloe Kardashian and her picture. I don't know if you read it. And is that she was trying to take down, or a picture of her, and it was not edit and Photoshop, so she didn't want that the picture remain on the internet. And of course, if you don't want something on internet, it's going to to take a new life, and of course it's going to remain on the internet, because that's, I guess, the number one rule. If you put something on the web, it's going to be there forever. So yeah, she was really mad because of that picture, and then she released a statement, and that's where I have a problem. Because the first part, she says that she has the right to take that picture down, or to remove that picture, because she has the right to decide what picture of her should be online, and I agree with that. That's okay. I mean, if someone took a picture of me or my family and I don't want that picture online, of course I will be fighting to remove that picture, and I have the right to do so. But the second part of her statement is the part where I have a problem, because she started saying that she have all this pressure to look beautiful and to look really nice on her pictures, and it's the pressure that the public put on her, and because of that pressure, she has the need to be always perfect on her pictures. So that's why she wants to remove that unfiltered picture. And I say, well, you are not just part of the problem, but you are originating, you are creating that problem, because you put all these perfect image pictures of yourself, full of Photoshop and full of filters, and create this illusion of perfection. But you do it, you are doing that, and if you feel pressure to look perfect, imagine what are you doing to the little girls who aspire to look like you. So you are part of the problem. I remember that meme, where the different Spider-Man are pointed at the same Spider-Man. So I feel like that she's accusing the public to press her of looking perfect, but she's making her picture look perfect. So I don't know, I don't understand. You are creating a problem, a social phenomenon where little girls and young women are looking at your picture and feeling the need to look like you, and you don't even look like you in real life. You are a normal person, a beautiful person, because she's gorgeous. I mean, I look at the picture, without the Photoshop, and she's a gorgeous woman. So, but she doesn't feel, pretty enough. And I start to think that it's also the commercial aspect of the brand, because the Kardashian, their business is to sell that image of perfection, of beauty that doesn't really exist. So the moment the public start to watch the real pictures and the way they really look like, they are going to start, I think they are going to start to feel like, looking at a normal person, and then the products that they are offering, those magic products, that those creams and diet products, they are not, offered by a perfect picture, but by a normal person. I don't know. I think it's so interesting and so dangerous, this kind of problem and social phenomenon. But yeah, enough of pop culture, and let's focus on the really important thing, that is stitching. And I'm almost finished my little strawberries, yeah, and my border will be finished, yeah. And I need to stitch a line here, like this one, and I guess there are more letters. Yeah, it's still a lot to do, but I really want to finish this. And tomorrow, because all this year I've been stitching and finishing projects, I will be looking for the frame. So, because if I have the frame, I have that extra motivation to finish my project. So yeah, I will be looking for a nice, simple frame to FFO this once it's done. FFO is fully finished object. Yeah. So that's my stitch with me and my chat. Hopefully I make some sense, and I'm so happy to be sharing with you these moments. I hope you can stitch with me and have a nice time. So thank you again for your visit. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.